Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Live from the Bench. You
What's
got me
good?
and Boulevard. I'm GQ, and Boulevard's here too.
What's up?
Uh, we're ready for another great episode, and I'm sure you guys have been waiting on it. We're going to discuss the Mighty Morphin power rankings for the NFL, but before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about that playoff game for the Phillies and Braves.
Yeah, that was a wild one. I'm not one to usually watch baseball though, but that one had my attention.
It had
And then
my
it went
attention.
sideways.
I was excited. You know, when you get that point where you already got it packed in, you're like, yeah, we got this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Phillies had it in the bag. I was like, all right, this game's over pretty much.
Right.
And then it wasn't.
Yeah, I know. The moment I turned it off, before the moment you turned it off, is the moment everything went to shit. Well, we had a no-hitter going into the sixth inning. 5 2/3, he went, and then he hit up a walk, and that guy ended up coming in on an arrow. Like, I mean, this is what I'm reading is what happened because I turned it off. There was better shit on TV. Yeah. And from there, the Braves just made a comeback over the rest of the game. And the Phillies didn't do anything to hold on to it. I mean, that last play, I don't know if you saw the highlights yet. Have you seen the highlights of the game?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, it was a hell of a play. Boy caught the ball at the wall, threw it in. And, I don't know, second base shortstop. One of them missed the ball. And the other guy recovered and threw it to first real fast for a double play. Because the Phillies player had already been around second. I believe it was Bryce Harper already passed second base. So he had to go all the way back to first. But he didn't make it back in time. And that's what ended the game. Hell of a play. What do you think of what you saw?
From what I saw, we were winning. It was 4-0.
I know.
4-0 when I turned it off. I was like, all right, I'm done with this. The Phillies won.
Right.
Let's watch Green Bay and Las Vegas. And then that was just not interesting at all. So it was just like, Then at that point, I felt like the damage was already done.
I hear you. The Packers going to pay for that one in this week's power rankings, I'm telling you. Like, you lost to the Raiders. And we here at the bench, we don't think the Raiders are a very good team.
Not at all. We do not think Barney Rubble is a good coach.
Yeah, we're laughing at you. You got beat by Barney and Gazoo.
But my fantasy team's 5-0.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing because I've seen your quarterbacks. My life on the bench team is 4-1. I don't know. It's Yahoo, though. I mean, it's ESPN, so I shouldn't be losing ever. Y'all don't compete very hard on ESPN. Y'all make me look good.
I'm thinking next year I'll take fantasy more serious next year. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, hell, I mean, maybe you'll make it for the draft next year. But it's 2 games tonight, 2 baseball games tonight. Game 3 of Astros versus the Twins. It's like Christian Javier versus Sonny Gray. Okay. And O's versus at Texas to play the Rangers in Arlington. You got Nathan Eovaldi versus Dean Kremer. That's really all I got for tonight with baseball, except if the Orioles lose, they're out, and that's going to upset a lot of people who listen to our show.
I mean, what did y'all expect from the Orioles?
Hey, they finished first in the league, the American League, so this is almost an upset. Almost an upset.
So they're going to do like the Cowboys did, just like get everybody's hypes up and then...
Yes. Except hyper because the Orioles ain't been a contender in 15 years. So it's going to be even more exciting because you hear all the hype on the Cowboys every year and they don't do shit. So that's just what's normal. But this was like, whoa. Fan base was strong because the fan base been sad for years. They had no expectations. Orioles didn't sign players. Orioles didn't keep their talent. They were cheap. Well, this season was different. We'll see what the future is if they lose tonight. If not, hey, it ain't over till it's over, Baltimore. Keep fighting.
Yeah, they can keep being excited until they're out. So, well, that's what we got for baseball.
That's
dude.
baseball,
So
yep.
You know what time it is. It's
What time
Morphin
it
time.
is? It's the Mighty Morphin Power Rankings of the week. Week
The
6,
Mighty
that
Morphin
is.
Power. Can't believe we're in week 6 already.
We are.
Jesus, that's what we're about to start getting the real trade rumors now.
Right? Trade deadline a couple weeks away. What, week 9, is it?
Is it week 9 or is it week 8 still?
Yeah.
I figured they would probably. Yeah. We'll
I
see.
assume it moved back when the rest of the crap moved back.
Right.
They added an extra week and played throughout the schedule for no solid reason. I mean, the reason was money. That's why they extended the season, was an extra week of ticket sales. That's it.
Absolutely. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, there's no other solid reason to be necessary. When you're putting the players at risk, players are already putting enough risk, and it alters the value of their contracts because you've added the extra weeks of the season, but they're still making the same amount. So, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get to it. Hit my music.
You have music?
No.
Oh my gosh.
But we could pretend.
I wonder what that sounds like. But we do.
Oh, give it to him. Give it to him.
We got music, ladies and gentlemen. I think we do. Tell me what y'all.
I have music for the week.
Let's see what it sounds like.
Go, Mighty Morphin Power Rankings. It's Morphin time.
Mighty Morphin Power Rankings. Hit the music.
It's Morphin time. Start off in Carolina, obviously. This was really, really a challenge here. Who's the worst team in the league? Probably the team that's 0-5 and got beat by the Lions. Their big money running back got outsnapped by the backup running back. They have no contract coming up, and they're going to Miami next week. So 0-6 is probably going to happen. This team is brilliant. In fact, they're the worst team by far. Even the Bears got to win now. So, yeah, they can't even get a good player in the first round. Even they don't get a high pick. They're screwed. And we laughing at you, Frank Reich. What you got to say about the Carolina Panthers?
Well, I was just reading that Jack Tepper is saying that he wants a winning team and he wants it now. And
no, he doesn't.
I thought
everybody wants a winning team. He already screwed that opportunity. You only have a decent enough quarterback, but you got rid of him. You don't have a decent enough running back, but you got rid of him. So you don't want a winner. You got to get something. You
You fired Ron Rivera, the guy who just
true. At least our team was competing every year. What is this? What is this? Frank Reich. They had that man propped up like he was good because he was one of Andy Reid's puppets. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the improvement. Damn sure not out of the one player y'all need to improve above all. That's the quarterback y'all wasted your first pick on. Y'all traded up to get him. You regret it yet? But the fans do.
Shit, I do. I regret it for them.
You do.
I express my disdain for this selection as much as possible. It is so bad to me when you can look at who's your quote. Like, you're the only team in the league that hasn't won yet. But this is not what you get. You selected Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm. That already proved to be a huge mistake already.
C.J. Stroud is very close to being 500.
Mm-hmm.
He's 2-3, where your number one guy is 0-5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to sit. You can't sit here and say that you have that Houston has a better team because no, they do not have a better offense. They don't have a better offense. Their
They have a
receivers
better
are
running
all.
back, I
They have a better
guess.
running back. They do have a better running back because Miles Sanders is not the kind of running back you expect to do much.
Right.
And
He
he's going to
looks
learn
done. He
conditions.
looks cooked.
Yeah. But you look at the receivers in Houston, they're all projects. They're projects.
Mm-hmm.
And we will continue on our Nico Collins watch.
Absolutely.
Um,
All season.
we'll do that on the predictions episode. But CJ Stroud doesn't have a better receiving core to throw to
Absolutely not.
than Bryce Young. The problem is Bryce Young's not a quarterback.
He said that louder for the people in the back that time because y'all ain't listening. Somebody's not getting the message. He don't look like a big time, a major quarterback to me. He just look like a running back with it that can throw the ball. That has good fundamentals. That's all. I wouldn't trust him down 3 in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left on the clock. I wouldn't trust Boy to help me win. And who knows what he's going to be next season? He's a rookie. He's a hot pick. He's obviously going to get a couple years to figure it out, but he's starting really badly. I will say, lucky for him, a lot of quarterbacks have started just as bad and turned out to be a success. But I don't see it. All right, number 31. Can you guess GQ?
Chicago Bears.
You are damn right. 1-4, but they beat us. They beat the Commanders by 20. Field and DJ Moore are a dangerous combination. I will say that much. Fields is figuring it out. He's got 617 yards and 8 touchdowns his last 2 games. He's figuring it out. And that's going to be a dangerous team once he does. Still going to be honest. Like, they still don't have much of a receiving core, or really a backfield for that matter. But they'll be a threat. They'll be the team that knocks you off your horse if they keep going like they're going. Might even save the coach's job this year. I don't see it. I think it was a fluke, though, honestly. What do you think?
So I do think it's a fluke. I think that Chicago will continue to drop because they're not good. Mm-hmm. However, that's a good thing for them because if Justin Fields can actually show that he can develop, become a good quarterback. I know everybody likes the glasses. Thank you. There's a new addition to the GQ.
I do it better.
If Justin Fields can continue to develop as a quarterback in the NFL, but his team continues to suck, that's a good thing. And the reason why I say it's a good thing, because let's say Chicago is in line for the first round pick. Wait a minute, they traded that away. Wait, no, they got an extra pick. Yeah. So let's say Chicago gets a first round pick. They want to keep Justin Fields as their starter.
I was going to ask you a question about this too.
We're going to go. Chicago's going to go. Hey Marvin, can you send your son over here? Boom. They got a receiver. And then they're probably going to get another top 10 pick because Carolina is booty juice. And they're going to go out there and they're going to get maybe a running back. I don't know who's available.
No, they're not getting a running back that high. Carolina's going to be a high-ass pick too.
Oh, yeah.
That pick's going to be top 10. So
they'll probably go after a defender or maybe try to build up their offensive line.
Everything's a possibility. Because everything needs replacement.
Yeah. In Chicago, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But I think that they should. The way the league has been trending, they'll probably get an edge rusher because everybody goes after edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Either
the way
edge
the
rusher,
world
left
is.
tackle, quarterback, cornerback. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the premier wide receiver. Those are the premier positions now.
But it will be Marvin Harrison Jr. will be Chicago Bears' pick.
Mm.
If they continue on the rate that they're going, they'll be selecting Marvin Harrison.
Ain't that just Ohio State all over again?
That's a,
Yeah, Fields went to Ohio State, didn't he?
did he play with him? I don't know. I don't think
Oh, I
so.
would
I don't think he
assume.
played with him.
I ain't looking
Might
it
have,
up.
possibly.
Oh.
I'm not sure though.
Yeah, either way, it's a hell of a combination. Them and DJ Moore. Watch out. Next year, Chicago might actually win 6 games. But only 6.
Okay.
They're still the Bears.
How long you think it's going to be till we knock out a mock draft? Till we do our own mock draft?
Probably like a couple weeks before the draft program. We might even do a couple of them. Oh, everybody else does. We'll do
We
it.
should do.
I mean, I'll do it if anything.
I think we should do one right when the playoff starts.
Yeah, that's probably too early.
You think so? I think that's when we know who's going to get the first round pick.
Yeah.
By then, we should know who's.
But we'll be so long by draft time. Not that it matters. We can do a couple. We can do whatever we want if you want to. I do not mind.
All right.
All right, number 30. We had number 30. Damn. All right, of course. Can you guess? Can you guess who number 30 is?
The Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Did you see my list? Are you cheating?
No, I didn't. It was either Denver or Arizona.
But anyway, yeah.
But I am looking at the standings right now, so I'm just going by who's ever the worst. I got a bunch of teams that could beat their 30s.
Yeah, there are a bunch. But the Broncos this time, it's the Denver Broncos because they lost to the Jets. They have one bright spot on this team. It's that Jaleel McLaughlin kid out of nowhere. 7.3 yards per carry. Was shining brightly this season. A lot of rushes over 10 yards, like 12 of them. Over 20 yards, yeah. He's a beast.
I'm not happy with that because he was the one person that had me scared that I was going to lose my first fantasy game because he was just like because I remember watching, I was looking at the stats, when they do a little ticker and it shows McLaughlin's stats, and I'm like, no, stop it. What are you doing? Because he's looking like he's being productive, and this is not what I want from, I would love to see McLaughlin come out and become a star, because I'm not going to wish any player do bad. I want to see anybody who comes in perform well. But as long as they're not playing against me in fantasy, because if you play against me in fantasy, I want you to look like you've never played the game before.
Basically, yeah.
He had me very scared. Also, that third wide receiver in Green Bay, what's his name?
Watson, Dobbs.
No, it's the rookie.
Rookie. No idea. I don't remember.
It's not important. It's just.
Yeah, not yet. We ain't been on the Brown Packers.
Denver sucks dookie juice. That's all I want to say. It's like it's obvious how bad they are. And it's getting to a point where, is somebody going to look Sean Payton in the face and you are the reason that we're this bad?
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett. All that talk Payton did about him, about his coaching, he's not doing much better, and he just lost to Hackett's offense badly.
So yes, I 100% I felt like, because a lot of people were like, hey, Hackett, you were the problem. And then here we are looking at Denver, and it's like, there's no change.
Right.
So maybe it wasn't Hackett. Maybe this offense or this Denver Broncos organization just can't hack it. Maybe the Walton Penner group can hack it. Maybe whoever they hired to be general manager can hack it.
Whoever that is.
Who probably could hack it a lot better? Probably the one guy who probably had an idea. Maybe Hackett shouldn't have been fired yet. maybe you should have gave them a chance to build some continuity, but you didn't. So
No, that team was bad last year, just like it's bad this year. Hackett wouldn't have made a difference. He couldn't make a difference. I think the problem is the quarterback. Especially when you hear all these stories popping out about how much of a terrible teammate he is. You can't help but think that maybe the chemistry over there is just messed up. I mean, you got young quarterback. You had the young core receivers, and all your offense was young except for Wilson for the most part. So he was there to lead them, and he's obviously not much of a leader. So, hey, there's just something getting lost there, and it starts at him and his contract. I don't know, but Peyton talked a lot of shit about Hackett, and they got shut down. So
he's gonna have to make a public apology to Hackett, like a public one.
He's gonna have to do something.
Like he apologized before, but that I ain't feel it. He needs to come out and just. You gotta buy that man. You gotta buy him flowers. You gotta buy that man. You gotta buy him a Maserati or something, because I never look at you. Did you see what Robert Saleh said to him when he
No.
Robert Saleh, when the coaches come in the middle of the field and shake hands. Robert Saleh came in and Wayne Denham was like, "Stay humble." Walked off. Robert Saleh says, "Stay humble, my brother." They walked off.
That's a lesson they need to learn.
You just got told off. You just got told off in the most politically correct way by a Sunni Muslim. Dude, sit down.
He got politely chumped. That makes it even worse.
Stay humble. My man went home and prayed, bro.
Robert Saleh. Peyton didn't go home and pray. Peyton went home and had a hoagie and cried into it. Used the mayonnaise on the bed and just. Russell Wilson's my quarterback. He's more concerned with his image than being a good quarterback.
Soon, it'll come to an end, because after this contract, Russell Wilson has no choice but to retire, because no team is going to bite.
Come on, some team's going to be so terrible and desperate. Deshaun Watson got picked up, and he was roadkill. Somebody still picked him up. So, if you've shown at some point in your career that you have talent, you'll probably get 2 more contracts.
Well, see, this is the thing. All these players that got these massive contracts, they're going to end up the same way Carson Wentz did. Carson Wentz signed that mega contract in Philly. And now nobody's going to touch you now. Nobody's going to want to touch you. You came in, you sucked it up. You sucked in Indy, you sucked in Washington, and your contract was just too expensive. Now, nobody's going to pick you up because you're going to think you deserve that money.
Right. Like Cam Newton. Cam Newton said the other day, like he's been taking less, what, $5 million? He ain't taking $5.25 because he better than that? We don't see it because they're not out there. Like, you are trying to get people to overpay for you when you haven't shown anything in a while. But no. You just tell me the damn ego at the door. You ain't making the moves before you even get in the damn building.
Listen. I can come in, if a team needed a kick returner or a solid slot safety, I'll come in for $250,000 for the year. You can sign me for $250,000, even though I doubt the league will ever allow that.
I ain't overstating my damn ego. I mean, he had one dominant year? One statistically dominant year?
Yeah.
And he wants to make dictations about his value instead of just being happy to get a damn opportunity? Because you're not going to get one with that attitude.
And that's what I'm afraid for Shador, because I feel like Shador is going to come in with ego.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that.
I know Williams got to have a giant fucking ego at this point. I don't know about Shador. Shador is having success, but he's still got somebody there to smack him upside the head, and they can legally smack him upside the head. They're like, no, your pants can't hit a player. No. That's his dad. His dad can smack him.
But they're smacking me in the head.
Right. I mean, the guy knows everything that's in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah,
I think they'll be more coachable. They have to be more coachable at the next level. They have to be coachable, or it's not going to work anyway. But yeah, where am I?
29 now. You're gonna get 29.
Yes, the New York Giants.
Mm.
They
Knew
lost
it.
to the Dolphins by 15.
Not by 50. Oh wow.
No, they averaged 12.4 points per game. They were sacked. Miami sacked them 7 times. The week before that, they were sacked 11 times. Guess where the quarterback is? Questionable with a neck injury. That's what happens when you let the quarterback get the shit beat out of him instead of doing your job, line.
I wonder if Todd
Maybe
Taylor's
wouldn't be getting hurt. Maybe the quarterback wouldn't be getting hurt. Maybe you could actually move the ball and not look like shit if you would actually block.
if
But
they
they don't.
stop if they stop drafting these super undersized and incapable receivers and draft line.
Right.
Build up your offensive line.
Let's say Wando's probably the best receiver, though. So, it's short, but that's by default because somebody got to be the best fucking receiver. Just somebody has to be. And as bad as they play, the only requirement is get open and make sure you secure the ball. Like, that's the only way. That's how easy it is to be the best receiver on the Giants roster. If you can get open and secure the catch with your hands, you're already the best player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Barkley. Maybe that lineman. But yeah, that line is ass. So it makes the rest of the team look worse by default. Now your quarterback hurt. What are you going to do? Your season's over. If he misses any real length of time, it's y'all out of contention.
You know what's funny? It's like when you look at when you go watching TV, watching the game, and they do they're like showing who's going to be let's say the Monday Night Football games, and they're showing like this team's playing next. I think they did that with Sunday Night Football. It was like, and they show like a player who's going to be like the face of their team or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The other team showed their quarterback. I can't remember who it was, and then the Giants showed Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau has not produced very much this year.
Right, no.
He has not been very productive.
His career has kind of been a flop so far.
So they showed Kayvon Thibodeau. That says so much about your team because Kayvon Thibodeau hasn't done anything.
If anything, maybe Barkley if it's not Danny Dimes. Wouldn't Saquon be the face? Isn't Saquon the face of the team? Actually,
he is. He is. But the thing is, Saquon has been playing.
I know he hurt. Because that team don't block.
Nobody else seems to be a good representation of who the New York Giants are.
Right.
The New York Giants are dookie.
I know. That's just saying all about their roster right there. They don't have a guy that they can put out there who's like a pro NFL type of talent. They don't have any. Waller was that guy, but he's not that guy anymore.
He can't.
Waller had the talent. They said the same thing about Danny Dimes. Probably, but none of those people are available. Or in Waller's case, they're just not getting the opportunities. It's a bad roster.
Yeah.
It's not so much a bad roster, it's a bad team. Bad coach. Maybe bad coach, I don't know. But
so here's my thing. The problem with Dable is that he hitched his wagon to the wrong person. It happens too often in the NFL. You hitch your wagon to the wrong quarterback. Robert Saleh with Zach Wilson, Brian Dable with Danny Dimes. Josh McDaniels with
Jimmy G.
The pretty boy. Yeah. It's just like, what are you doing? You got to do something. Because if you can't, then you got to get fired. Because we signed this guy off the strength of you. We gave this money because of the strength of you.
They were foolish to give Danny the money anyway. Goes back to what I keep saying. If you ain't convinced the boy is going to be the player that you want him to be, don't re-sign him, give him fucking $30-40 million a season. That doesn't even make sense. You can just swallow your damn pride and go find a better quarterback. You got to sacrifice the season, so be it. You can't be 10-6, 10-7 every damn season. So just swallow your fucking pride and embrace that you're going to be bad instead of trying to a competitive team out there and you don't have it. No, you just look like you look worse. You were better off not wasting the money on these players. You went out trying to acquire as many picks as possible and develop what you can get out of that. Find stars there. You're a bad team, look to the draft. Don't go trying to find one piece short. Maybe if you're a bad team, you're a bad team. You're not one piece short. Some teams are one piece short. The Eagles are one piece short, one player away. The Giants are like 6 or 7, so they need to just run it back, start it over, because that's not the team. Right. Hell, the team they lost to is one player away. Miami. Anyway, as GQ would say, the Giants are dookie juice.
Juice.
So we're going to go to the next team. And this team got shut out.
I was going to say the Minnesota Vikings.
No, not yet.
The Patriots?
Yep.
Yes.
Who lost 34-0. They have scored in 5 games a grand total of 55 points. Mac Jones has been benched 2 weeks in a row. And not only have they been only scored 5 points, they have lost their games by a total of 54 points. Ain't much I really need to say, except bye, Belichick. Yeah. I'm glad you're going to retire after this season. Now we don't have to hear your name anymore. That's all I got to say about it. I'm glad that whole Patriots, whatever, the Patriot way, and all that yada yada bullshit. I'm glad it's done. I'm so glad it's done.
One thing I can say about this is when Belichick goes, that's going to be a very attractive place for any coach. Not because they're going to come to a winning team. They're just going to come to what is this dynasty of New England. It's just the dog and pony show that is New England.
Right.
But I don't know anybody that's going to be like, oh, I'm turning it down. It's like, no. But anybody who comes in there knows damn well that they're not going to be winning. Not going back. They got to let Mac Jones go.
Oh, you know it's going to be one of Belichick's boys that get the job. They'll probably be back from Tennessee.
That'd be the biggest mistake ever.
He ain't finishing he ain't going to be the coach in Tennessee next year. It might be McDaniels even. Ain't no way he getting another season. So, I mean, not the way they're playing. The only reason they won this week is because Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions. But yeah, Patriots. This season is going to be terrible for y'all. You're done. It's over. It's over. Okay, that's all I got to say. You got anything for New England?
Nope. Fire Belichick. That's it. That's it. That's all.
I'll sway. All right, number 27, the Cardinals. Before I get too deep into that one, I left myself a note. James Conner is out for multiple weeks with a knee injury. I just had to make sure I got that detail in there. They lost 34-20 to the Bengals. They're sitting at 1-4. My notes are simply secondary bad, Dobbs to Michael Wilson good. Because that's all I'm really seeing this season. Hollywood's underachieving, but that's to be expected. I don't really have anything about the Cardinals. They're not good.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, basically. So do you want to feel them? You're throwing their ass.
Yeah.
Just thought that was a weird sounding sentence. Didn't found their ass.
I don't understand.
Just sounded weird.
The whole thing. It's just I have no expectation for Arizona. I haven't had an expectation for Arizona for the last 20 years. So.
Same.
Just Arizona being Arizona. So.
Right. Wasted Larry Fitzgerald's career. Wasted Anquan Bolden. Nah. There ain't nothing there.
Yeah, it pretty much ended right there. When you said wasted. Those are the people that they had.
Right. Right. All these other players there. No. Wait, That's where your career goes to die.
Yeah, ain't that where Edgerrin James went when he was leaving?
McNabb too. Free Buda Baker. Hashtag Free Buda Baker.
Does he get traded at the trade deadline?
No. Sadly, no. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing over there, so no, I don't think he gets traded. You got anything else? I mean, if he did, like, praise to heavens, especially if he went to a team that really needs him, Philly cough, I'd be happy. I'd be happy. I'd be happy for him, and they'd be happy for the Eagles because they got the player they need. And he got to a team that I actually appreciate him. Not like the Cardinals. You got any more?
All right.
All right. Now we're going to Vegas. And the Raiders at 26. Even though they got the win last week, Jordan Love gave it to him now. That said, Max Crosby's a fucking beast.
He is.
He is. He really is. He won't be up there competing for Defensive Player of the Year before it's all said and done. If he play like he did last night, he might win it.
Yeah. These edge rushers are proving that they are phenomenal. Yeah.
And Jordan Love has proven that he is not.
And Jimmy Garoppolo is getting. He's just dookie.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't win. He definitely did not win the game for them. The defense won that game for them, for the Raiders last night. Lucky for them, it was the Packers and not a team with a solid quarterback. Packers aren't much farther ahead of the Raiders on this list either. So make with that what you will. What you got?
I got nothing.
That's a pity. But that's a testament to the Las Vegas Raiders and their shitty coach and their shitty system and their shitty ownership. Free Devontae Adams. Hashtag Free Devontae Adams.
Right.
All right. Next up, number 25, the Tennessee Titans, who lost 23-16 to the Colts. They could not get anything going this game. Why is that, GQ? Why couldn't the Titans get anything going this game?
Because Ryan Tannehill is not a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback.
Exactly. That is the reason. Also, this game, though, they gave up 193 yards on the ground to the Colts. Taylor's first game back, but it was not Taylor, it was Moss that had today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I didn't mind. I mean, as a fantasy player, I was hoping for Taylor to do much more, but, kind of really expected him to. It was his first game back.
Right.
Titans, you'll have a new system, and really all your pieces on offense will be new next year. So get your autographs, get your pictures, get your memories, because it's going to be a different team next year. I mean, y'all, like, you already looks like they're starting to slide off of Henry to the new guy. Just a matter of time before Malik Willis gets in. And that's it. That'll be the end of that. Still going to be Tajay Spears, Treylon Burks, and Malik Willis. That's your Titans next year. Yeah, that's your Titans next year. Probably this season even.
I mean, I don't understand why they're not doing it already. It's like you already know you're not a winning team. It's time
Seriously.
to give up on
it. It is. Just pack it in.
Goodbye.
I mean, who's to say, like, they let these people in and they actually have success? Then the coach gets to keep his job. And that's what he's fighting for at this point. That's what he's fighting for. He's fighting for his career. Tannehill's fighting for his career. And Henry's fighting for his career. And all of them are the reason that this team is losing. Henry's had one solid game, maybe two. Nothing out the rest of them. This isn't a really good offense. Don't just blow it up and start with the pieces you got. You got the pieces already, so let's see what they can do. Stop wasting everybody's time with this excuse for a football team. You're not winning a division. You're not coming close to winning the division again. Derrick Henry isn't getting isn't going to lead the league in rushing ever again. It's over.
Absolutely.
Right there. It's done. Give it up. Move forward.
Move forward. Next team.
The number 24 Minnesota Vikings. They lost
Too high.
minute 20 to the Chiefs.
They're too high.
Move on after this week. As Justin Jefferson's going on until week 10 at least with a hamstring injury.
I think that the Vikings are tanking.
Oh, I don't think they're tanking. They're done. They're definitely going to be out of contention by the time Henry Jefferson comes back. Did you know they led the league in passing attempts because they're behind every game? They're always playing catch up. Madison isn't helping. I mean, when they are able to use him, he's not helping. He's not doing much either. So,
did you see the drop pass? Oh my gosh! I'm watching this guy. It's like when I see him on the field and I see the mistakes he makes, I laugh my hardest because I kept saying that releasing Dalvin Cook is a mistake if you intend to let Alexander Madison become your starter. If Madison is supposed to be the replacement for Dalvin Cook, mistake. There's no way. I've seen this guy, and he's not the guy.
No, he's not. I don't see how they didn't know that to begin with. And they picked him up from somewhere else where he didn't shine. Wasn't he in Baltimore for a minute, Madison?
No, they drafted Madison.
Well, he was somewhere else.
They drafted him.
Oh, man.
He was supposed to be their short yardage back. I don't know why they thought they were going to make that switch. He's a bigger guy. He's not fast. He's a short ground and pound guy. I don't know.
No, you'll never win with that. You'll never win with those. Even with Jefferson out on the outside, no. I don't like anything about their roster though, except for Jefferson.
I think they need to let Jefferson go. Free Jefferson.
They don't get enough out of their defense to ever help the offense either. So they're toast. That's another team whose record is just going to get worse in the next few weeks because they don't have their main weapon, their only real weapon. Like who's going to step up? No, I'm asking you, who's going to step up?
Maybe Jordan Addison, maybe KJ Osborne. I doubt it, but just throwing it. Ooh, Hawkinson, hopefully.
Yeah, he's their number one option now.
That would.
We'll say if he's on your team, you should be going to him out there every week.
Yeah, I just started him. I just put him right back in my lineup.
But you had Laporta.
Oh, I'm keeping both in because Laporta gets me numbers.
Oh, Lordy.
I benched him for 2 weeks. I had Laporta on the bench 2 weeks, 24 and 30. Never put it again. He gonna sit his ass right here on my starting lineup.
It's a trip. Rookie tight ends don't usually be out there like that either.
Yeah. He ain't number one.
Right. All right. Number 23, the Houston Texans.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
they lost, but so did the two teams surrounding them. 186 passes without a pick and no sacks since week 2 for C.J. Stroud. If Pierce was as effective as he was last year, this team would have a winning record right now and will be first in their division. I like them. I like the Texans right now.
So my thoughts on the Texans. I see the Texans competing with the Jaguars at the end of the season. Them two are going to be neck and neck. I feel like the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't playing to the best of their ability. I feel like they're just, there's something going on in Jacksonville where they're just not playing.
Houston?
Yeah. Houston's 2-3. Houston's 2-3.
Yes.
And Indy, India's 3-2. Tennessee 2-3.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee will start dropping in their record.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis about to start dropping in their record.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's looking better.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start going up in their record. I
Yes.
feel like Jacksonville will probably stay consistent, but I feel like Jacksonville they'll probably be a little bit over in their remaining games. They'll be a little bit over 500 for the rest of the season.
Right.
Houston and Jacksonville will probably be neck and neck by the end of the season.
That's what I'm expecting and hoping.
I'm thinking one team's going to be 10-7, the other one's going to be 9-8.
That'd be swell. All right, number 22. Ugh, I don't even know how they're this high. The Washington Commanders. They lost by 20 to the Bears. They have the single worst starting cornerback in the league. McLaurin isn't getting the ball enough. Rivera is coaching for his life. But yes, Emmanuel Forbes. I'm not getting into the damn stats because I'm just not doing that again. Like I did that on the last episode. He's the worst. If you're a football fan and you've been watching the games, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to name the stats. They're ass. He's been beat by every receiver that's lined up against him. He's been destroyed. He's not good. He's big for nothing.
I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
Because he was drafted. He's all right. So, Manuel Forbes should not be guarding any team's wide receiver one.
No, he shouldn't.
So that's the problem right then and there, because you destroyed his. Because prior to them playing Philadelphia, he was doing fine. Then he played Philadelphia and got fried. He got deep fried by A.J. Brown. And then
Indeed he did.
After he got deep fried by A.J. Brown, he got deep fried by D.J. Brown. Or DJ, what?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
DJ more or less busted his ass.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just going to be more and more of that, because you just get that man away from the number one receiver. Stop putting him on the team's number one receiver. You got a guy like Kendall Fuller.
They don't have
the guy who should be Kendall Fuller. You have Kendall Fuller.
That's not going to help them.
So what? It's a better option than keeping your rookie. Them getting cooked. You're ruining his career. But that's like, I would never do that. A guy who has never played against this level of talent, and then you got a guy who's played against this level of talent for his entire career. This Kendall Fuller's been in the league at least 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Let him guard number one receivers. He at least knows how to do it. He's been doing it for a while. So what if he gets burnt?
Oh, he would.
There's no excuse to ruin a man's career by putting him out there. You threw that man to the wolves, and that man is probably going to be labeled as burnt toast for his case. Mm-hmm. Now we can compare that man. He's worse than Eli Apple only because y'all put that man out on the island. Mm-hmm. And he didn't even have a ticket to the island. He didn't even belong on that island. Y'all put that man on the island. It's not fair.
Hey, I don't know what to tell him. Shouldn't have got drafted by the Commanders.
And he's better than Ronald Darby.
Well, they ain't saying shit. Well, he probably won't even be getting tried next year. This will be a whole new new club, new management next year. So, who knows? But they do need to get the ball to McLaren a lot more, because he's their best weapon offensively, and he's their best hope for winning.
I don't think he's their best weapon. I think they got to do the complete opposite. Turn the ball around. Turn around and put that ball in Brian Robinson's hands. I think you just let that man run it. Personally, this the reason why
that's what they were already doing, and that's the thing that wasn't working, was giving Robinson the ball.
But you know what else isn't going to work? Them going to the playoffs. It wasn't happening. Like, you got Philadelphia and Dallas. They can't. I don't think they're beating either one of those teams.
No, not for playoff spot. No, they're
This
not
is
finishing
Portland's
ahead
gonna
of
go.
them. They'll finish ahead of the Giants, but that's basically what we predicted before the season: Philly,
Yeah.
Dallas, Washington, and YG.
Mm-hmm.
So it's playing out exactly as expected in the NFC East. I mean,
Right.
I didn't expect Ron Rivera to still be there next year. Even with the enemy, I didn't expect the season to go, to be a successful playoff caliber season. I expected
Right.
6, 7 wins for Washington, and that looks to be about accurate so far. We're still headed for about 6 wins.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Number
All
21.
right.
This team
Number
also took
21.
a to the Raiders, the
The
Green
Green Bay
Bay
Fudge
Slackers. I mean
Packers.
Packers.
Fudge Packers.
A.J. Dillon or J.J. Dillon, 2.8 yards per carry this season. That's
Beautiful.
wonderful. That's what you want out of a running back. Less than 3 yards a carry. Jordan Love is going backwards. He's throwing interceptions everywhere. I think this team would still be trash even if Aaron Rodgers was there.
I'm not surprised there.
Yeah, no.
LaFleur's gone this year. He's fired. Terminated.
I hope so.
Blow up that entire team. Rebuild.
I'd be looking at whoever put their faith in Jordan Love and drafted him as the person who needs to go, though, because it's their fault. It's solely their fault. You could have spent that pick on a better talent. You could have traded up. You could have done anything to get a better option at quarterback, but you didn't. You picked Jordan Love, who we've seen for the past few years when he did play that he wasn't great. He wasn't very dependable.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, when he gets the spot, he started out great, but he's again proving to not be very dependable. He doesn't. He'll lose you the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last thing you want out of quarterbacks. Quarterback, they can lose you a game. No. At worst, you want somebody that can consistently make their smart play without turning it over, and Jordan Love is not that guy. So somebody will lose their job for that one because that was just a terrible pick. So was A.J. Dillon. This offense is not as good as it should be, as it is on paper anyway. It's just not.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
I mean, they lost to the Raiders. They couldn't even get 2 touchdowns against the Raiders defense. They couldn't keep ball off his back because Max Crosby was in his space. It's bad. It's bad in Green Bay. But whatever. You got anything?
Nope.
All right. Number 20. The team that does have Aaron Rodgers, sort of, kind of. They're paying him anyway. The New York Jets. They beat the Broncos. Yay. But yeah, it looks like they're starting to figure it out. They could have used that money for something better instead of giving it to A-Rod and his friends. Just keep giving the ball to Brees Hall. That will probably, hopefully, open it up more for Garrett Wilson. Y'all can actually get him the ball, too. And hey, they're starting to look good. They look good to be a 2-3 team. They look good. I mean, they can just keep bringing it like they do defensively, and Zach Wilson doesn't do what Jordan Love does and lose games for you. They could be a playoff team. Not a division winner, but a playoff team. They could be a wild card. What do you think? What say you, GQ?
I think New York going to the playoffs is a pipe dream. Just expecting that, or just I don't think it's possible for them. I mean, I know how people say anything is possible. That is not possible. The New York Jets are always going to jet.
Yes, this is true. But they made it to the playoffs and then jetted a few times, butt fumble and all.
It's just I don't see it. I mean, and I want to see Robert Saleh do well, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Not this year. Maybe if they didn't trade for Aaron Rodgers or spend that.
That's what screwed them up. That's what messed up the entire timeline.
Yeah, and then Austin Vera Tucker.
Elijah Vera Tucker, yeah.
Elijah Vera Tucker. See, I get these people's names. Oh, my God. He is now out, injured. I think he said, did they say he was out for a season, the rest of the season?
I cannot recall.
Best offensive lineman. Yeah, that's going to hurt them. So if they were going to make a run, they're going to have to try to figure it out with that.
Yeah, he's out with a torn Achilles.
He's going to have to figure that out. So.
Yeah. That's what Mekhi Becton's for, I think.
Well, he was on the other side.
I know. But now you can probably move him to the right position. Who knows?
Right, that's true.
You're going to have to do some shuffling anyway.
Right.
All right, number 19. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat the Ravens 17-10. Shelby Porter Jr. is allowing a 0.0 passer rating as a corner. He's not allowing anything to reach him. That's a monster. That's who Emmanuel Forbes should be trying to emulate out there. You're going to be a bum-ass rookie. Don't be a bum-ass rookie. Be Joey Porter Jr. Main problem with that squad is they're underachieving. Everybody but Pickens is underachieving. Pickens is looking like a beast. But Najee Harris is looking like a slacker.
Yeah.
Like he came in as projected to be the workhorse. Now he's splitting time with Warren. So he's dropping. Wouldn't be surprised if Warren does anything with his opportunities. Najee's a backup by the end of the season. Would not be surprised. They got to do something. Got to figure out ways to get all the juice out of that run game. Because that's what the Steelers do. They run the ball. If they can't move it on the ground, that's a problem.
Yeah, for as long as I remember, Steelers have been a running game, a running team, and them not being able to run it, it changes things.
Right.
I think. But what needs to happen, Mike Tomlin? Listen, you want to lose the organization, you want to lose the fan base, you need to get rid of Matt Canada. He is the biggest problem.
He
I
is
feel
the
like
problem,
Matt Canada is the problem in Pittsburgh, and I feel like he's not hearing it.
Oh, she got eyes. He can see what's happening out there. He knows Canada's the problem. It's like one of those college coordinators. They just got all this fancy shit in the back, but they don't know how to get down, get dirty. They don't have those plays.
Right.
They have the flash. They don't have the grit or the substance. And this team, this is the Steelers. The Steelers are a grit and grind team. They beat you up. This team isn't doing that.
Right.
So that's why they stay at 19. I don't truly see them as contenders anymore. What say you, G-View?
I agree with you. I don't see them as contenders. I'm not impressed at all from what I'm seeing from Pittsburgh. They just look sloppy.
Give me a hot take on the Steelers.
They're just sloppy. Then there's don't look like the team that I'm used to seeing. When I hear about the Steelers, it's just that defense that hits you in the mouth, that you come out there, they're the defense that you're scared to play with, and then they're the team that you just don't want, like your defense, you just don't want to tackle their running back, you don't want to stop their team.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not that same team. There is just no, like, you have no fear. Like, the years of the steel curtain, gone.
Right.
Like, you don't have that. It's just not who they are. It's like, what Jerome Bettis, Le'Veon Bell, that other running back, I can't remember.
Hell, Bam Morris, for that matter. Take it all the way back to the 90s.
Yeah, they're just not the team you thought they were. They're just not who they're supposed to be. And at some point, it's like a team that hasn't changed their coach in very long. Like, they very little changed their coaches. I think it's time to start looking at that and saying, yeah, we have continuity with our coaches. We trust our coaches to do what they need to do. But you also got to hope that your coach actually does what they need to do. And I think the whole Matt Canada situation, this should have been rectified already. if Mike Tomlin doesn't rectify it, yeah, I understand he wants to hold. He doesn't want to
He
go through the
doesn't
whole
have that
process.
power. He doesn't have the power to fire coaches. The GM fires the
Most
coach. Well, I mean, they all
most
him.
coaches, most head coaches hire their coordinators.
Mm-hmm. But they
But I
don't
feel
just
like,
get too hired. You know, they got to go through the process. They got to meet
yeah,
with, you know, they got to get the job still.
yeah.
No, they're still at the mercy of the general manager, team
But
president. Yeah.
I think something has to change. If it doesn't change, then Pittsburgh isn't going to
It will
make it.
change, and maybe they'll stop trying to get these flashy little college coordinators and get somebody who knows the pro game.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest problems I'm seeing in the league. It's like they've been bringing in these young college coaches and coordinators, and they haven't panned out.
Right.
They're not panning out. I'm seeing that. You look at the coaches that are in the league right now, and how many of these guys, how many of the head coaches were guys that were hired from college? It's not. I don't think any of them are still in the league right now.
No. Like
None of those.
it's a different system in college. You got so much more space to do things than you do in the pros, and they're not accounting for that. And that seems to take a toll on a lot of their calls. They're stupid calls on the pro level, but they probably work at the pro level. I mean, at the college level.
Mm-hmm.
You got to update their system for the players that they're using. Then they have to adapt their system to the players that they're using. This is in college. You can't just walk in with a playbook and expect that to be the standard.
And that's one of the problems that I'm seeing with these coaches. They come in, they bring their college, they come from college systems, and they bring their college systems, but they don't know how to adapt to what they have. They just assume because when they bring a college player in, that college player has to learn the system or they fail.
Right.
But like Matt Rule, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he failed. He failed.
Rule was never a good coach. He just squeaked out winners where he went. Like he turned teams around. He wasn't really the X's and O's guy. Wasn't really the adjustment guy. He was just a locker room guy, a rah-rah guy, like a player's coach.
But he failed to do that in Carolina.
Yeah, because he can't do it at the pro level. It's not college. You're dealing with adults. They're not going to be joyously appreciating or approving your shit. No, these people have lives. They have families. Yeah, this is a job for them.
Yeah.
Or some college coach who doesn't know shit about the pro level coming in trying to tell you shit. Who the fuck are you?
Right.
Right. By even being a pro coach, you overstepped in your boundaries. You're trying to step at grown men and correct them. They don't know you. Yeah, that don't work well. Like, what credibility do you have? You want at Miami, you want at Temple. So, Matt Rule or Adam Little coaches. I mean, next guy up's going to be Lincoln Riley, and it's going to be the same damn thing.
Exactly.
So,
all right.
Moving forward. Now we're at the team that lost to Philly at number 18. It's the St. Louis, Los Angeles Rams. Yeah.
California Rams.
Let's just say that was a home game for Philly in the Rams Stadium. But every game is a road game for the Rams because you can't keep a fan base if you're just moving around all the damn time. You keep trying to shove two teams in Los Angeles. Like, come on, man. No, it's just not working.
No.
Stop doing it. It's not working. They barely have a fan base as is.
Right.
I mean, but you look at the roster, Stafford, Kupp, McClure, Donald, they should be challenging for a playoff spot. That's all. Yeah. They should be challenging for one. Not that they're good enough to get one. I mean, they weren't even good enough to get 3 touchdowns on Philly. So, that offense is good, but it's not good enough to do anything. They're just that team that you don't want to play at the end of the season when you're trying to get a roster playoff spot. You don't want to see the Rams.
I think they're just the time for them came and passed. That's all it is to me. It's over for them. It's just like they won their Super Bowl, blow it up.
Right. Stafford's old. Donald's old. Kupp's broken down. He gets hit, injured constantly. It's over.
Blow it up.
Yeah. I mean, they're entertaining this season, but yeah, blow it up after the season. It's over. Start fresh. Number 17. It's the Indianapolis Colts. They'll be dropping down my list this year. I mean, in the next few weeks.
Yes,
Richardson has gotten 4 different injuries in the last 3 games, and now he's out for a month.
Yeah, this was my question. I wanted to ask this question. Is he injury prone?
Looks that way. It's probably the offense. He has no choice but to keep running. That's not going to help his cause.
Right. And the thing is, he doesn't try to avoid the hits either.
No.
He tries to run through people.
Right.
And I get it.
Understandable. He's a big boy.
But just because you're a big person doesn't mean you're immune to getting injured.
Nope.
I think somebody needs to sit with him and be like, listen, slide.
Right. I mean, yeah, I'm sure any quarterback with the grain of salt would tell boy to slide. So they're taking hits as much as possible. You only got so many before you're out for a month, like he is now. But now it's time for Minshew Mania. Hooray. Minshew's mustache is back. This season, they're done. They're going 0 for 4 for the month. Otherwise, if they even get 2 wins, they're still in contention and they're beating expectations. So,
Minshew throws 8 interceptions this month. And in the next couple games, he throws 8 interceptions.
That would be awful. But that's Colt shit. So, number 17 for now, probably 20 next week. Number 16, the Atlanta Falcons. They beat the Texans by 2. That's why they're only 16 this week. The Falcons have agreed to trade for a Rams wide receiver Van Jefferson, swapping 2025 picks. Low risk, high reward deal. I like it for them. Another young receiver. That's where they need help. Such as this offense is starting to look like something, and the schedule is about to get really easy for them. They don't wait until week 11. They have 1 opponent with a winning record. Yeah. So they should be able to beat the team. If they're any good, they should be able to beat the teams they're facing.
So maybe Arthur Smith gets off the hot seat.
Maybe.
His seat's going to cool down.
Slightly. Lukewarm. I still don't think he's the guy for this team, but...
No, he's not.
But all you can do is win. That's the only way you keep your job.
Absolutely.
What you got for HEL?
I'm still questioning. I just got to see more from Desmond Ridder. He's not impressing me.
He's not impressing me either. But he's got more help on the way. Whatever help Van Jefferson is.
I hope to see more from him because I want to see him succeed, but can't help.
He couldn't do it in St. Louis or Los Angeles. All right. Number 15. Losing record, but number 15 nonetheless. The Cincinnati Bengals. They beat the Cardinals, but who hasn't beat the Cardinals? Cowboys. They lost T. Higgins, too. But the cure for T. Higgins is to throw to Jamar Chase. 19 targets last week, Sunday. 15 catches, 182 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's lovely. That's fucking lovely. That's a hell of a game right there. Hopefully the defense continues to do enough to hold teams back, but the offense is rounding into form. They're getting back to what we expect out of Cincinnati. And that's only good for the league. Bad for the Ravens and the Steelers and all them, but it's good for the league when the Bengals are in contention.
My thoughts is, as far as Cincinnati is, I'm open. I'm always effing open. That's my thoughts.
Every receiver should think that way. I mean, 19 targets, he must have been pretty fucking open.
Yeah, he was open. So that's my thought. That's my hot take for Cincinnati. Just if it's working, don't not do it. Just do it.
Right. If they can't stop it, why would you stop?
Right. That's if it's worked for you and then they're not doing anything to stop it, just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's worked for. That's why Minnesota succeeded with Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Throw it to him.
That's all it is. I mean, you got him. Why wouldn't you use him every chance you could? You got that strong, talented player. Why would you? Why wouldn't you?
Until they start doubling and tripling them, throw it to him.
Right.
Throw it to him.
Agreed. Number 14. Wow, I almost said St. Louis. The Cleveland Browns. They had a bye. So they're just sitting there. They're just running in place. But they got one of the best defenses in football and one of the best defensive coordinators in Jim Schwartz and Myles Garrett. But they got San Fran coming to town this week. Can they pull out the upset? Is this the week? You think so? You think Deshaun got it in him?
Yes. I don't think Deshaun has it in him. I think that the defense is going to win the game for Cleveland. I feel as though Brock Purdy does not play well with pressure in his face, and we saw it. He did not lose until he started getting pressure in his face. He's going to have pressure in his face all game this weekend. This is the week.
Trent Williams versus Myles Garrett. I like that.
They're going to scheme it to where Myles Garrett doesn't even have to be. They're going to scheme it in a way that Myles Garrett and Williams are going to, like, they're going to scheme it in a way that Myles Garrett can just go around Williams. They'll find a way.
Yeah.
They'll find a way.
That's going to be one. That's going to be the matchup of the week on a matchup of that game. Best matchup in the week this week. Damn, in the league this week. I am fluttering my words bad. Jim Sports will figure it out, though. That's going to be a good one. All right, number 13. Any predictions? This team also got shut out. The team 13. You give them too little credit. This team had a shutout this week. I'll tell you. They were 0-6 after they smashed the Patriots. They are now my number 13 team because they looked good on both sides of the ball. But again, it was an easy win, so they're not leaving the top 10 yet. They're not moving. This win says nothing about how good or bad or their weaknesses or their strengths. They beat a team. It was an easy win. It was the Patriots, the end of the Patriots dynasty. So, easy win. Doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I still want to see what they got. I mean, we'll see. I have nothing at the moment. I just haven't. They're just not. It's just not giving anything.
Right. Okay. They didn't say anything like his. Yeah, they just seem like normally would be an 8-18, like just an average ass team. They'll win some weeks. They'll win when they're supposed to win. And they'll lose when the team's better, which any better team to lose because. Yeah.
Like Dallas.
Yeah. Actually, Dallas is walking into our number 12 team. Yeah. They're on a bye. The San Diego Chargers, my number 12 team, are on a bye this week. But they're coming up this Sunday, or next Sunday after next, they'll be facing a very pissed off Cowboys team. That Cowboys team is looking for revenge. No, yeah, Sunday. Whatever. Yeah, Sunday, Cowboys, Chargers. Cowboys are going to be mad because they just got their asses handed to them by a much better team. And all the same, Michael Parsons still had the nerve to say something stupid, but I'll come back to that. What do you think about the Chargers?
I think the Chargers are better than what we're seeing. I think they're a lot better than what we're seeing. And I hope Michael Parsons keeps his mouth shut this week. Because going in there and just assuming that Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen are going to just roll over and die and assume that Austin Eckler is not going to be a weapon, and to assume that under any shape or form that the Chargers defense aren't going to come out to play because they want to play. To assume anything is going to be the worst. I think this is another one of those things where Dallas is now, because here's the thing. Dallas Cowboys are 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like everybody else at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Listen, Dallas.
Like every year, a bunch of hype that sort of parlays itself into a bunch of average. Every year. Every year they say,
right now,
Cowboys are contenders. Every year they are not contenders. So, they're,
Yeah. And here's my thing. Dallas has won just as many games as the Seahawks, the Buccaneers, the Steelers, the Saints, Jaguars, Colts, Bills, Ravens, Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the same level as everybody else.
Yes.
So for them to sit there, for Micah Parsons to come out his mouth and say, I don't think the 49ers are on a different level. You haven't won more games than the Detroit Lions.
No.
Let's point that out. The Detroit Lions have a better record than you.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't had a...
And they look like a bad team.
Yeah. Their record has I mean, their schedule hasn't been that easy. I don't know if you could say that, because Detroit Lions weren't supposed to be winning this many games. Their schedule hasn't been that easy, I don't think.
No.
They beat the Chiefs opening day.
Mm-hmm. So that should say it all. Who have the Cowboys beaten?
Nobody. The Giants. All the teams that they've won, against were very easy teams. The teams that everybody's beating. So
that's Dallas. That's what Dallas do. And then Dallas collapses. Because Dallas is no different than the fucking Jets. We just don't want to admit it. Well, y'all out there listening, y'all don't want to admit it. There is no difference between the way these teams are run. Poorly on both teams.
100%.
Except one of them, you got a fish-out fool that's always in the camera talking, and the other one, you never see the owner. So, anyway, moving on. Unless you got something to add.
Nope.
All right. I don't know how they want to be so damn Cowboys, but that's a testament to the Chargers, is they're so irrelevant. They don't matter. Number 11 is also on a bye, or coming off a bye. Led by another strong, typical defense, top Bulls defense. I'm talking about the Buccaneers, my number 11 team. They're heading into a really rough stretch of the season. Got the Falcons, they got the Lions, they got Buffalo, and they got Kansas City coming up. Not in that order. But yeah, that's a rough stretch, and then they'll tell you if this team is for real or not. But I ask you, is this team led by Todd Bowles' defense and Baker Mayfield, are they good enough?
They're good enough to get in the playoffs. I don't see them making a run. I don't see Baker Mayfield keeping them in the playoffs.
Be a hell of a story, though.
Everything would be a hell of a story once the playoffs start.
True that. I don't have much hope for Buffalo. I mean, for the Buccaneers.
No.
We're
not supposed to, I don't think.
No, really not. Not even a Super Bowl year, I didn't have much hope for them.
I think the issue here in Tampa is Baker Mayfield performing well. And that may be the issue in Tampa, because if he's performing well, you're going to think that we don't need to go out and get somebody to actually start. And I think that's where the problem lies, is because you still need a quarterback, Tampa Bay. Don't forget that you still need a quarterback. You might be winning, but I think you still need a quarterback.
No, not with that offense. They don't want to go draft another quarterback. They just drafted Trask, and the receivers are old as dirt. So
I
might as well have a veteran until you roll into that rebuild that's inevitably like 3 years away.
Well, yeah, because they're going to lose. They're going to lose both Godwin and Evans. Godwin and Evans. They're losing both of those guys. But, they are going to need a quarterback. And I don't think that I think the rebuild might even happen at the end of this season, because Both of those guys will probably be going.
Depends how urgently they are to get rid of them.
Especially if they don't make the playoffs, Mike Evans is going to ask for a trade if his contract's not up. Godman's going to ask for a trade if his contract's not up.
I
won't see anybody. I won't see anybody else that would like those star receivers. They're going to ask. They're going to want to be out.
Mm-hmm.
So
they deserve the opportunity.
Yes, indeed.
Number 10.
The
Baltimore Ravens. 3-2. They lost to the Steelers. Where do I even begin? Did you watch this game? Did you see any of the clips on Red Zone?
I saw some of it.
Did you see what Aguilar did?
Yes.
Why he did? Yeah. Yeah. He lost the game.
Why are teams giving him opportunities?
I can't figure that out. I mean, I can't figure it out. Like, we saw what he was capable of. You saw what he was capable of in Philly. You saw what he was capable of when he left Philly. Yet he's still on another team and he's still doing the same thing. There's too many drop passes in that game. Too many drop passes. It wasn't just Aguilar, but Aguilar, if he had caught that, this is a different game. This is a different score. So that completely changes. Huh?
This is Lamar Jackson's 6,000-yard team.
It
he
is.
Deserved it.
That's why Lamar Jackson has how many turnovers.
It's on him. It's on Lamar Jackson.
Right. Lucky you didn't say they were going to get 60 touchdowns or something because he only got one last game. Too many drop passes, too many turnovers. You got one touchdown. You lost. You lost that game. There's no way you can win. Also, I would love to point out that the O in Odell Beckham Jr., that O stands for overpaid. Okay?
Absolutely.
As much as people wanted him back in the game, like, hey, you deserve the money, you just deserve the right team and all this bullshit. No. He ripped off Baltimore. He's got 7 catches on the season for 79 yards. If you're looking for a bright spot in the roster, something to get your hopes up for the future, and I know we've all fallen for this before in Baltimore, Zay Flowers looks like something, looks like a real talent.
Absolutely. I was just saying that he's the only thing on that team that gets me excited.
Yeah, he looks like a player.
Nobody else on that team gets me interested. Well, you can say Kyle Hamilton, but he's basically somebody I wish the Eagles had. But other than
Roquan Smith, is he still there? Yeah, Roquan Smith.
But Zay Flowers, he's the only thing on that offense that I would even. I mean, and I'm not discrediting Lamar because
obviously, like we know what he is. You're not talking,
Because the reason why, because if you look at Lamar Jackson when he's running with the ball, oh my gosh, he's still dynamic. He's still somebody you got to watch out for. But those receivers, and this is my thing, is like one thing it just bothers me is like if you have a quarterback that's so dynamic that can keep the play going, it really sucks that he doesn't have anybody to throw to.
Right.
It's like Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, they're doing their best, but they can't do that alone.
No.
Especially when Zay Flowers isn't even your number 1.
Right.
He's like your number 2 or 3.
1, 3, yeah.
Because Rashad Bateman and Odell are your number 1 and 2.
Bateman's another do-nothing-ass player.
It's so sad.
Something in it. Just something in the water at Baltimore. Something in the harbor. Just, making all these dudes drop passes. Making all these dudes struggle to get open.
And it's so sad because I was really looking forward to seeing
they don't hit the holes well enough.
What's that guy? The offensive coordinator? Monken?
Todd Monken, yes.
I was really looking forward to seeing what that offense can do. It's just like he doesn't have the receivers that can do it.
This is what the offense can do. I mean, put it this way. And you can see, if we can all experience, see who the best receiver is on the field. And he still has to come off the bench to make plays. So there's your problem. You're not rewarding the talent. You're not rewarding the effort. You're not rewarding the player who beats the player ahead of them on the depth chart. If he's still on the bench, you're fucking up to begin with.
Yep.
I mean, sure, the best player's supposed to be starting. Why is Zay Flowers off the bench? It's ridiculous.
Why is Nelson Aguilar getting time over anybody?
Yes.
That throw shouldn't have never happened. Like that drop pass, that drop deep ball, he burned the guy.
He didn't
That
even
should
want to
never
get
happen.
open. Shit broke my heart, man. He broke my heart, Sammy.
Like seeing that, it's like, why is he even on the field? It's like if you got Bateman, you got Odell, and you got Flowers. Aguilar shouldn't even see the field. You're running for. Are you running for receivers thing, or you just took, or are you telling me that you took somebody out to put now Aguilar in? Because that's my problem.
That's still dumb. I mean, I know you got to sit, but ain't there a better option? Somebody you can actually catch. So
You
we
know
know
a guy who
Aguilar
can
can't.
actually catch. I think Duvernay is a solid catcher. The only thing is he's slow as Dookie. He can catch. He just can't get open because he has no route running ability.
Yeah, maybe one day they'll get it right at wide receiver. So then they need to hit free agency a lot harder than they did this season. Like, be much smarter about it. You
I also think they
reach
should
for
change their
OBJ,
uniforms.
but there were so many other receivers open.
Yes,
That are available or tradable. But all you came out with was OBJ. Remember when the team used to be good at finding talent? Those were
yeah.
the days. But it was never a
But Owen
receiver, but those.
Odell, overpaid,
Mm-hmm.
overhyped, and overrated.
Yes, 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 yes. Agreed. Number 9.
Number 9.
The Seattle Seahawks coming off a bye. They've had to use 2 tight end sets because their blocking's terrible. That's why they don't look like the same team this year. That's why the receivers aren't getting the numbers they were getting last year, and Geno's not either. It's because the blocking is still terrible. But if there's one thing we associate with Seattle, it's bad blocking. It's just been that way. Just something they do.
They're doing enough.
Yeah, wins are wins. I mean, the bye week should hopefully make a difference. Get them in there working on their blocking sets and schemes and all of that shit. Do something to fix it, because as long as you run out there with 2 tight ends, you're not opening the field up, and Jackson Smith and Jigba is not getting time. Yep. So you want to see what your young player can do, and not. This is not the way you want to run this offense. You want Jackson Smith out there. You want that 3 receiver set, because that's where your skill players are. That wide receiver. Run the ball and spread it out.
See, and my thing is, when you have, and this is going to speak to my coaching, me as a coach, when you realize that your blocking is not as good and you don't have enough time, that's when you start those quick plays. Those quick, this 1-2, boom, get pass out. Instead of trying to extend plays by extend blocking, extend the pocket by adding players to the pocket, that's a no-go for me. You want to make sure that you keep your best weapons out there. You bring in double tight end set. Your tight ends aren't going to stretch the field. You need to bring players in that's going to get open quickly. You need to have a receiver that's going to put in Jackson. Bring out your 3 receiver sets. You can keep a tight end out there, keep Noah Fant out there, but you stretch the field. Stretch the field with them.
Yes.
Don't bring those tight ends in. Stretch the field, because guess what? Yes, you'll probably have less time in the pocket, but you can get the ball out quicker because you got more options that's out there instead of a tight end that has to come up from the 3-point stance. So
that's on the play callers. That's the shit they need. The coaches need to get together and adjust, because the 2 tight end sets are not working. I mean, they're running with it, but it's not working for the betterment of the team.
I think they're winning because Charbonnet and Walker are they're just good. You know, they look good.
Yeah. We'll see where they go from here. Hopefully Geno can get back to what we always expected Geno to be coming out of college, like he was last season. I like that version of Geno. Anyway, you got anything?
All I'm saying is the deadline's coming, and Sua Opeta is looking good in the 2 games that he's come in for Jurgens. So what I'll say is, if Sua Opeta continues to look good, he might end up getting a starting spot next year, because that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what Steen's there for, though. Steen need to figure it out while he's sitting on the bench. He needs to figure it out. He needs to get in the gym, get in the weight room. He needs to get faster, just get more athletic, get his technique down.
I feel like the problem with Steen is that they don't know what position they want to play him as. Are they going to make him a right guard or a left tackle? That's so weird. It's like, what position is this 6'6", 300-pound man doing? Is he a right guard or left tackle? That's crazy for that to be. I've heard of a left tackle, left guard, or right tackle, right guard. But left tackle, right guard is weird. No.
Yeah. I agree. They don't know. But he's got to figure it out for himself more so. He's got to figure out where his best position is.
He's got the best offensive line coach.
Absolutely.
Teach him, so.
Absolutely.
Because any guy that can make a rugby player into one of the best offensive tackles in the game is definitely somebody who I trust.
Absolutely.
He's gonna have a job till he retires.
Yeah, in Philly. Number 8, the Duval. Just gonna say that Duval's my number 8.
Duval.
They won. They beat the Bills 25-20. The offense looked good. Finally, for like the second time this season, I can comfortably say they looked good. And lucky for them, the Colts, one of their biggest competitions for the AFC South, their quarterback is injured. So the division might be opened up enough for them to take it over and run away with it while Richardson's out. Maybe the Texans will be there, but the opportunity is there for them to take the lead and run away with it.
Just gotta hope Texans don't start looking better. That's if the Texans start looking better, the Jacksonville got to put the. They just gotta keep looking. They gotta do better, because if they don't do better, if they keep just getting by, because that's how they've been winning. If they just keep getting by, then Texans are going to. Because that's what the Texans are doing. They're getting by, and they're gonna get better.
Texans aren't screwing up, and are beating you defensively and doing enough offensively without screwing up. That's a surefire recipe to win.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. That's all we can say.
Yeah. Number 7. Dun, dun, dun. The dickheads from Dallas, the Cowboys.
They're too hot.
That's what the number said. I don't pick the teams. They lost to San Fran in San Fran again. That collapsed again. This team is just a bully. They beat up weak teams, but when a team just as rugged and raw as they are is in their face, they fold up like little pussies. That's Dallas. Parsons, you said it already, but Michael Parsons, after getting beat by 32 ass points, had the audacity to say he doesn't think the 49ers are, quote, really a level higher than us, unquote. The scoreboard says he lied. So that overrated. Like, he had a terrible game. Obviously, 10 points. The 49ers are miles better than the Cowboys. Just like the Eagles are miles better than the Cowboys. They beat weaker teams because they're a weak team. They're not a true contender. They haven't been a true contender, no matter how much the media tries to make it sound like they are. They're not. I would like to go 2 weeks without seeing Jerry Jones's ugly ass face talking about getting his opinion, because I don't give a shit about his opinion. Okay? What he's proven to me is that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Repeatedly. Stupid moves, repeatedly. So, I'm just sick of Jerry Jones. Every time the Cowboys lose, the angel gets their wings. You got anything?
I have one thing, and it's what I've been saying since the beginning of the year. They brought in, they let Kellen Moore walk away because he wanted to have he wanted to run, he wanted to stretch the field and run a pass first offense. They said no.
Right.
Then they brought in an offensive coordinator that wanted to run the ball. they let go of Zeke for a guy to start a guy who is a pass catching running back out the backfield. So, in my opinion, I feel like they just made the dumbest choice ever.
Well, that's
Like
what
you
you
told
do. They're
Kellen,
Dallas. They make dumb choices.
you forced the guy who was helping your quarterback succeed, because that was the reason Dak was performing, and now he's not performing. He's just not. Dak has underachieved. Like the man, this game that just passed was him getting to over 1,000 yards. He didn't even get to 1,000 yards yet. That means that Dak was not getting 200 yards a game.
Right.
He barely was getting 200 yards a game.
Right.
So if that's not selling it at all,
That's plenty telling, yeah. They were not moving the ball strongly enough. It was the defense that was getting these wins for them. A lot of these points came from the defense already at this point in the season. Without defensive help, you see they only got one ass touchdown. They can't run it. They have one solid receiver. The line is average. No. The Cowboys are not who you think they are. They are much, much worse.
Yes.
That feels good. I'm going to hit this dumbass quote. Oh, wait, everybody did the quote. Oh, no. This is Jerry Jones' opinion. This is why I'm sick of seeing Jerry Jones's and his dumbass, ugly-ass opinions. Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl, Jones said on Tuesday during this weekly call to 105.3 opinion. That's the way it's going to be. We have other quarterbacks on our roster and players that certainly are capable of certain shit happening to Dak. But I want to be real clear. Dak is very capable of taking this team where we want it to go. Yeah, if they want to go to the first round and no further, Dak is the quarterback to get you there.
So this is my question, and this is my question I intend to ask Jerry Jones, even though he'll never see it, but if any Dallas fans was having to watch this, if Dak Prescott is very capable of getting you to a Super Bowl, but he hasn't done it yet.
Right.
Jalen Hurts has done it in his second year as a starting quarterback. Does that mean that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about time you stop making excuses for why Dak has not done anything. Because you claim that Dak is an elite quarterback, but he has not shown himself to be an elite quarterback.
No, he has not.
You say you have an elite team, but Dak has failed to do anything. It's about time that you start accepting what your team is and stop fighting.
Yes.
You're not going to where you want to go. You won your first playoff game in like decades last season. That was your first playoff win in decades. Get out of my face. Go do something else. Stop talking shit. Just and tell your linebacker to stay away from the media because he's the reason why you're losing. He just says the dumbest shit in his mouth.
One of their linebackers is getting sent to the ER. Leighton Vander Esch has a history of neck injuries. He is on the IR with a neck injury. They also lost C.J. Goodman for the season, the Cowboys did. So, it keeps getting much better for the Cowboys.
Yes, I know they're.
Now they lost their best pure linebacker. You got anything?
Nope.
All right.
Yes.
Number 6. The Buffalo Bills. Lost to the Jags, but still somehow in the top 6. They lead the Jet defense. They lead the league defensively on sacks and takeaways, but they went to London. They faced Jacksonville at home in London at Wembley and lost. Maybe it's jet lag, or maybe it's just the Jags, but injuries are a depth problem now with Buffalo. They've lost a lot of players on defense. I believe Milano's out and a few other people are out.
Tre'Davious White's gone for the year.
Yeah. What you got?
I feel like for Buffalo, it's too early for me to tell if they're if they're declining or if it's the injury. Um, I don't know. I haven't seen enough to rule them out as like one of the best teams anymore. Josh, it could be the Madden curse coming back.
Hmm.
Josh, yeah, I have my own opinions on that as it is,
Oh,
but I think that's
speak on it, please.
I feel as though
Let the
first off,
rhythm hit him.
when Madden comes out, when you put somebody on the Madden cover, they should be automatically a 99. Don't put a player on the
Right.
Madden
I
cover
mean,
if they're not a
yeah.
99 rated player.
Right. Yeah, like
And
Josh Allen
if
looked
they're
like an 87. Or what
yeah,
was the
he's not
boy
a
named the running
99
back?
rated.
A running back that was like a
Peyton,
78. Yeah, he was like a 78.
Peyton
Come
Hillis.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're putting somebody on the Madden cover, they better be a 99 rated player. That's all I'm going to say about that. Get him, but I'm not sure if it's the Madden curse. I'm not sure if they're just reeling because they're not the same because Dable left and Josh Allen. If Ken Dorsey, I don't know. I think Ken Dorsey's still great. I think Ken Dorsey is somebody that's good at head coach position. So I don't think he's the problem. I'm not sure if he's the problem,
He's not. It's not
but
him.
I just feel as though it could be Wizen. Why did I just say Wizenhunt? He's not the head coach.
God damn. That's a name. Whoa. You pulled that one out the crates. Damn. Forgot that guy existed. Where he gone? Don't nothing miss Kenny, wasn't it?
He was the Buffalo Bills head coach at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it before? It was McDermott. Is it McDermott? Because I don't want to say it. It's Sean McDermott. He's the coach now. It's Sean McDermott. Ken Wizen.
Yeah, Lord. You deserve to lose with him.
Yeah, shit. That's so bad. So bad. Yeah, I don't think they I think they just I just need a little bit more time to have my mind made up about the Buffalo Bills. I'm not ready yet.
Right. I feel you. Well, there's still a lot of season left, so I don't think they'll be in the top 10 coming into the season personally, but
No.
So I'm not seeing it. They're good, but I don't see it. They seem no different than a lot of those teams behind them.
They need to get that running game.
Mm-hmm.
They're failing it that badly.
Right. I expect more than 20 points out of that offense.
Yes.
All right. Next is number 5.
Number 5.
We're getting into the true contenders now. All of these teams are at 4 wins already. Number 5, they are Detroit Lions. They beat the snot out of Carolina. That's what. Then they did that without Amon-Ra or Jameer Gibbs. Good teams beat bad teams, and that's what Detroit did. Also, Hutchinson for Defensive Player of the Year. That boy's a beast.
We got a notification that we got breaking news.
No, it sounds like fantasy football.
Oh, don't get. I thought we were gonna have breaking news because I got the music queued up and everything.
Yeah, fantasy basketball, no less.
Okay. Yeah, Hutchinson's a very impressive guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hutchinson.
Yeah, he was worth the pick. As high as he was picked, that was a good pick. But the Lions are winning without their stars now. The Lions are for real. Like, there's no other way to explain that. They blew out the Panthers without their stars. It was just the Panthers. But it was still a blowout. So they got other weapons. They got other players that can step up when, they got depth at receiver, they got Laporte at tight end. This is a good roster.
Good, young, and talented roster. They're gonna be, if they're gonna be good, they're gonna be good for a while. It's just a matter of how long Jared Goff can just manage. Because I'm not gonna sit here and say that Jared Goff is a great quarterback. He's managing the game the right way.
He's a decent quarterback. There's a reason St. Louis didn't want him.
Yeah.
Or the Rams.
I think he's boring. That's why St. Louis didn't want him. He's just boring.
He is boring.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
But that's okay because Kurt Warner was boring.
Yeah. I mean, if my boring ass quarterback can get me 6 touchdowns, I'll be happy with that. I'm never going to complain about that. Anything else?
No, I think Detroit belongs in the top 5 right this year. This year, they belong in the top 5. I'm a big fan of Dan Campbell. So.
Right. I'd run through walls for Dan Campbell.
I feel like I'd be very afraid though because Aaron Glenn might be out of there next year.
Huh?
He might be.
He should be getting looked at as a coach.
Yeah, he might not be in Detroit next year. He might be on somebody's sideline wearing a different color uniform, calling it out there.
That means somebody did their job. Number
Kansas
4.
City at number 4.
Sorry. Yeah. No, Miami's at number 4. Tyreek Hill is on pace for 2,200 yards. The offense is on fire. But Devin Achane, I don't know. I keep saying it, but I know A-Chain. Is expected to miss time with a knee injury, but this offense is just going to keep going. Like they're too much for most teams.
Yeah, it's just like you trade one fast running back for another one. That's it. Like Ryan Mostert is still one of the fastest running backs in the league, so it's just gonna keep doing. He's just gonna keep doing what they've been doing.
Yes. Damn, I can't wait to see what this Dolphins team do. I mean, I'm not 100% on that defense, but they beat the hell out of Danny Dimes. So I like what they did last week.
Now, here's my thing. I want to see Miami against contenders, against good teams. Because who they played so far? Denver, New York.
I don't know. I can't recall that sort of stuff.
I'm looking it up right now because this is where it gets to.
When you're going to play like a second and third place schedule, which is like a little more easier, so they're going to win more games than not. Anyway.
So here's this. Yeah. So it was the Chargers. They won by 2. New England, they won by 7. Another losing team. Denver, they won by 50, but it's Denver.
Yeah.
They lost to Buffalo. Buffalo shut them down.
Their first strong opponent.
New York, they beat New York.
Yeah.
No surprise
there.
Jets
or Giants?
The Giants.
I'm sorry, that was a stupid question. I'm looking right at it.
And then this week they have Carolina.
Yeah, another should be easy win.
They're not now. I want to see how they play against Philadelphia. I feel like they're going to get their big plays against Philadelphia, but I feel like they're going to struggle to stop Jalen Hurts.
Right.
And I feel like Philadelphia, and this is the problem with Miami, is they're so dynamic, but they're not on the field that long. This is what happened. Right. This was the issue that Chip Kelly had, and that's probably going to be the issue that Mike McDaniel has, is trying to come out there and be exciting and super fast. The problem is you need to hold on to the ball. And if you're a team and you're playing against a team that knows how to control the clock like Philadelphia does, that's going to be your issue because now.
Well, that's how you're going to beat Miami is by holding on to the ball.
Yeah. Philadelphia is a team that can hold on to the ball. They're going to hold on to the ball. Now you have to throw that ball deep and try, and you're not going to get those big plays on Philadelphia as far as running the ball. This defense will stop the run. They can stop the run. So I feel like that's going to be the next good competitor they have.
Right.
I feel like once Week 7 hits, that's when they're going to start seeing some. Their schedule is pretty easy, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Giants, but their defense actually got a lot of pressure on a quarterback that game, and that's been not as common for the Dolphins' defense this season. So that was a good sign. I'd like to see the defense continue to get better and make plays on defense, and not just rely on the offense to carry everything.
All right.
But they'll be around to the end. They'll probably still be where they are. Top 5, top 6. Right, going forward?
Now.
Yeah. Number 3 is the 4-1 Kansas City Chiefs. They're only going to consider their record and because that's the way the numbers played out. They beat the Vikings, but everybody's beating the Vikings. They have a bad receiving core, bad receiver room. They're led by a rookie, Rasheed Rice. He leads in targets and yardage, I believe. But with that quarterback and that head coach, they're going to be a contender. They're always going to be around. Like yeah. This team's just going to win. They're going to win. They're going to beat the people in front of them. They're going to have home field in the playoffs. They're going to get numbers. Defensively, they're going to stink. It's the same thing every year. We know what to expect of Kansas City, and that's why they're at number 3. That's why they're 4-1. 4-game winning streak. What you got?
I just want to see more out of Kansas City because they just look like they're not as dynamic as they were. They're not as exciting as they used to be.
No, they're not.
Is that because of? And I want to know: is it because of Bieniemy? Is it because Bieniemy is gone, or is it something else?
For a while, I wanted to believe it was. I did, but I think it's just a matter of a lack of talent outside of Mahomes. It's like we're still building Pachinko up like he's going to be a star running back. He's not.
But they basically have the same guys that they had last. Bieniemy.
Yeah.
But last year they looked amazing last year with Bieniemy. But now the only change
their running back run was just okay last year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they, like with the receivers, I mean, Pat Mahomes put up numbers, but he's not putting up those same numbers this year.
Right.
So,
yeah, maybe Bieniemy does have more of a responsibility for this backsliding that the Chiefs have been doing this season. But I mean, they're still winning, beating the teams they're supposed to beat. I mean, they lost to
winning because of Andy.
Of course. So they got Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, and those nuggies.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be in it. They're going to be in contention every year.
Yeah, Andy Reid's a winner.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a winner.
And winners get wings. Number 2.
Andy Reid was a punter.
That's fucking hilarious. To see his big ass trying to punt. All right, number 2. Can you guess who number 2 is?
Unfortunately, it's going to be the Eagles.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because we don't want to be biased on this channel.
Oh.
We don't want to be biased on this show.
No, that's just what the numbers said. All three of the side tables had the Eagles at number 2. I mean, it's just well, this team's great. I mean, this secondary is falling apart. Was barely good as it was, and now they're not. It's not a good secondary. It's not.
Mm-mm.
Linebackers aren't great, but they're trying. But that offense, they got the best line on both sides of the ball in the game. Best O-line, best D-line. And that's enough. That's enough to win in the trenches, and that's where you win. They got Jalen Hurts, who will be in contention for MVP every year. They got one of the best receiving cores. So they're going to be around. They're a factor. They're a major factor in this league right now. Not to mention the cheat code, brotherly love. When you chop that in, you can't be stopped on 4th and 1. So the Eagles have that. No other team in the league seems to be able to do that. So as long as that's another advantage. I don't know how long this win streak's going to last, but I don't think it ends next week. This team's good. This is a really good team, and they belong at number 2 because they're one of the 2 best teams in the league, top to bottom. What you got?
I got this. The Eagles are going to continue to be a phenomenal team. Now, I do say I feel like we have to talk about it. Keys Watson, he's becoming a liability at the receiving because him being such a dynamic and speedy receiver, he has to do better with the ball in his hands. I feel as though the team has got to a point where they're starting to not trust him. You're just starting to see it. Honestly, no. I understand where it's coming from. I understand where next week you'll probably see a lot more of Olamide than you'll see Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins had everything to prove this year. He had everything to prove. He got cocky,
Mm-hmm.
or he just felt like he didn't have to. Like that play where he got the ball and all he had to do is run up the hole 2 yards, and he tried to be speedy, use his speed to get around. When you have two guys blocking and they're blocking out like this, that means you go between them.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you upset guys like Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. You upset everybody. That is not the way to endear yourself to the to your locker room, because they're gonna call you out on it. And now you gotta
Mm-hmm.
improve, because guess what? You got another guy on your team that's trying to take your job. Olamide didn't come here to be wide receiver number 4. He came here because he wants what you have. And now you're seeing guys like Britton Covey getting more snaps at receiver. Quez Watkins, you got to do better. You got to
Yeah.
do better.
Or you won't even be there next year.
And also, I got one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like Reed Blankenship. I think he's a very good safety. My problem with him is he doesn't rep tackle. That's
Yeah.
going to bother me. I don't like it. Also, Roby came in. He did a good job. I think he did a good job.
Right on
Coming,
short notice to come in and play like he did. Yeah, that was plenty impressive.
yeah, he did a good job. He got beat, but he's still learning that defense. So I like him. I think he's not Avonte Maddox. Obviously, we now see just how important Avonte Maddox is, even though he used to get beat. But we see the weakness at the slot.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty damn obvious. We need help at that slot receiver.
Yeah,
All right. So should I jump to number one? Because I got a
yeah.
clip that's kind of relevant to number one here.
We can go with the number one. Let's talk about number one.
Huh?
We can go with the number one. I'm ready. Eagles are still always number one in my heart, though.
Okay. All right, hold on. I'm going to play this clip I got first since it's relevant to the 49ers.
Videos.
Shout out to the K. Adams show for this clip.
I love K. Adams.
Now, cry later. We got something for that. Just trust. If we see them again, just trust. And we're going to put it just like that. I ain't going to put too much on it. You're going to make it personal. We can make it personal.
I think,
How personal is it?
It was already personal before the game started. Now, 42-10, I don't think you want to see us again. It might be a little bit worse.
Well, Debo.
I don't know what we trust.
Micah, Debo. I don't know what to say. I'm getting uncomfortable.
I don't know what we trust. We trust, laugh now, cry later. I mean, I don't think you want to see us again.
What an idiot.
Somebody needs to tell these guys to stop talking.
Seriously, you lost by a lot. You lost by 32.5 points and you still talking shit. But for what? For what? Like, who are you trying to convince? You lost by 32. Who was you trying to convince? It ain't going to be no.
Needs to tell us to shut up.
Tom, it's still going to be y'all going to San Francisco. It's still going to be a Dallas Cowboys game, which means you're going to collapse. Okay? That's what y'all do. It's not up to me. It's not up to y'all. That's just what the football gods have decided. They don't like Jerry Jones, so you're going to lose. You're going to collapse. You're going to fall on your butt. Something stupid's going to happen. Okay? And we're going to name it after you. You already got a Romo. Yeah. Like, come on, we know you're going to fuck up. So just let it go. Stop trying to act like you're tough, guys, because you beat lesser teams. And like you step up to the big time, you get punched in the mouth, and you ran away like a bitch. That's what happened. But you want to talk shit after you lost. That's some dumb shit. Shut the fuck up, Micah. Shut up. They played a team that is allowing less than 14 points a game and has Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, and Ayuk. You don't have the weapons to defend that. You don't. You don't. So stop talking shit. You're the only good player on the defense currently. Stephon Diggs is overrated as shit, and we all know that because we're all believing him. You're the only good player on the defense. You're the only real fucking star on that defense. You. And where were you last game? You were fucking flopping it up. So shut the hell up, Parsons. Okay? You don't get to talk shit after getting blown out. You don't. No one does.
Exactly.
You're going to bring your mouth. Win plays. Win.
My thing with Michael Parsons, and my thing with this is Michael Parsons is two times you've come out of your mouth and start talking about the team twice.
Oh, that's selling real tickets.
First time you said you were going to be throwing darts at Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs he was dodging them darts. Them darts wasn't coming.
I didn't see them darts. Them darts was blocked.
You talked about San Francisco. Listen, let this be a lesson to everybody else in the league. Stop talking garbage. Just stop. Because you talk, like, you got to understand, this is the age of social media. Everything you say can get played back. We can replay it. We can play it back. We can run it back and play that shit in your face. If it don't age well, it don't age well. You're going to look like an idiot. Somebody on your team needs to get with you, Micah, and say, dude, shut your mouth.
No. Matter of fact, keep talking. Because you're representative of the stupid ass shit that goes on in Dallas. You sound just like your owner. You're always talking and you're always coming up short. So go right ahead, because we're just going to laugh at you. We're going to point at you and laugh at you extra hard. We're going to FLMAO at your ass because you sound like a fucking fool. Shut up, Parsons. When you make plays that win the game, that win, when you get wins, when you beat national contenders, then you can talk shit. So then nobody wants to hear anything you got to say. You can back up your words. All right. That was my number one. Anything you wish to add to story time?
I added everything I need to add. He needs to shut his mouth. And the whistle means that we are out of time for the day. We are out of time. We have hit the 2-hour mark, which is something we do not do often, which is pretty cool.
Hey,
got 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like our last guest star was here.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that.
No.
But if you guys want to get into that, go watch the last 2 episodes, Taylor v. Taylor or Eagles and Lies.
They're good episodes.
Next time, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great episode. Yeah. Just a little bit crying, just a little bit emotional. But
yeah.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, subscribe. And like we always say, not everybody can be a starter. Not everybody can be a starter. So take a seat on the bench.
Oh.